Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another eyeshadow palette review video for this week. It is the ColourPop California Love palette. I bought this completely on impulse. About 1 minute before it launched, I decided to buy it, and I'm so happy that I did. So if you guys want to know why, want to see swatches, formula, everything about this palette, comparisons to other palettes, and how I did my makeup today using this palette, then just keep on watching. Alright, so here is the California Love palette from ColourPop. It's the same size as like all the other 12 pan palettes from ColourPop. There's not a mirror inside, but this is what it looks like. It is an $18 palette. I was really drawn to this palette. I bought it because it says California. I live in California. I'm not from California, but I don't think that ColourPop is going to come out with a Connecticut palette anytime soon. So I honestly bought it because it says California on the palette. And also, I know they're like warm, very standard shades, but those are the shades that I wear, and I knew that I would wear this palette. So I wanted to get it. I thought that this was like a very cohesive palette of like lighter tones, mattes, shimmers that I tend to gravitate towards, and I would wear like every single shade in this palette. So that's why I ended up purchasing it. In here we have 7 mattes, 4 shimmer shades, and then right here, El Capitan, that is a pressed glitter. It's on the center of my lid right now. And what I like about this palette is that some of the mattes have like a little bit of a sheen to them, or a glitter. And I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of mattes that have like little flecks of glitter, but I love those mattes because those are my favorite kind of mattes to use for like my outer corner, to deepen up an eye look without having it look flat. It adds like a little bit of dimension to it. The shades Highway Run, Mission, and Gold Rush, they all have a little bit of like a reflect to it, a little bit of a gold hint to it, but otherwise they are completely matte shadows, and I really love that in a palette. For some reason, that's like, that always gets me. If I ever made a palette, I'd have one dark brown with some gold flecks in it, because I just love that for an outer corner. And then the rest of the mattes are just standard ColourPop mattes. I'm going to insert swatches, but I'll just show you guys maybe really quickly. Let me just do some swatches so you can see all of the shadows. These are the other 4 mattes. Very pigmented, easy to blend. They're pretty similar to each other, but I love having transition shades that are like around these tones. And then you have a little bit variety with like an orangey shade, more of like a mustard, more of a peachy orange. And then the shimmers in this palette, this shade makes me so happy. This is probably my favorite shade in the world. I know that's like so dramatic, but this, like, I just swatch it and it puts me in a happy place. I feel like I can accomplish a lot of goals if I'm wearing this shade. It's so pretty. That's the shade Diego. And then we have a glitter. This is El Capitan. Super gorgeous. You do need to apply this with glitter glue, so when I swatch it, it looks fine when I swatch it. So I did apply a little bit of glitter glue on the center of my lid today. Then here we have Surf Rider, more of like a bronzy shade. Next up, this is more of a cranberry shade, Cahuenga. Cahuenga is like right out there. It's like down the street from me. So that was like exciting to me. I'm like, oh, I know that place. That's more of a cranberry shade. These are so gorgeous. I'm like so hype about this palette. And then Cruisin', that's what's all over my lid today. So those are the shimmers. Mattes are pretty basic, and then we have some mattes that have a little bit of a glitter fleck to them. So I love the variety in here. I'll go ahead and insert full swatches so you guys can see all of the shades, but this palette is awesome. It's like all the shades that I love, and I'm honestly like just so excited about this palette because I've been wearing like pretty minimal eyeshadow throughout the spring and summer. I've been doing like lighter eyeshadow looks and focusing more on like bronzers, highlighters, blushes. That's what I've been really into lately, but this palette like made me excited about eyeshadow again, because I've kind of been like minimizing my eyeshadow lately, but this made me really want to like play with eyeshadow because these are all the shades that I love to wear, and I feel like they really suit my complexion. So I was just so hype about this palette. I still obviously am. But that is kind of like the breakdown of the palette. Let's go ahead into the tutorial so you guys can see how I did my eye look. Super, super quick, super easy using this palette. All right, so getting right into the palette, I'm gonna start off with the shade Gnarly. This is gonna go just all over my eye. It's a little deeper than just a base color. Well, like slightly deeper, but Just gonna start off with that. I already did a tutorial for Instagram with my favorite color in this palette, which is Diego right here. So like, it makes me so happy. Like, I'm really passionate about this shade, and I feel like I'm gonna hit pan on this like before anything else in the palette, and probably in the next month, because I want to wear that shade every single day. But we're not gonna do that shade as much as I just hyped it up. But let's go in with some of the transition shades, and then maybe we'll do something coppery with Surfrider on the lid, or maybe Cruisin'. That's a good one as well. So let's go in with Laguna. We're gonna use my Sigma E40. Just apply that all over. I love transition shades like this, like an orangey brown that isn't too warm, and it's super pigmented. I took a break from ColourPop, and I'm so happy I gave up on that, because they released so many palettes the day that I'm putting this video up. Like, I just got this palette a few days ago, and already they're releasing another palette that's so similar to this. It's like a honey theme palette. The same day I'm putting this up. It's like I can't even finish my leftovers in my fridge in between how quickly ColourPop releases palettes. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm sure you guys understand. Like, it's so quick. Like, I haven't even folded my laundry from this launch, and already here we are on to the next launch, and it's like literally every other day they're releasing palettes. And that's why I took a break, because I get my palette in the mail, and now I'm like, okay, I want the next one. I'm not getting the next one. I'm gonna stop myself because this one's great. So let's go in with Gold Rush. Gonna apply this. This is a Morphe M573. I just had a ton of coffee, so I'm like kind of all over the place, but Morphe M573. This is a really great blending brush that is kind of in between like a packing brush and a big fluffy brush. And these shadows just blend so great, and I don't have to be overly cautious with how I apply them. Like, I'm falling back in love with ColourPop, but I was never out of love. I'm just becoming more obsessed. Every time they just continue to impress me with new palettes. Let me layer in one more darker shade. I'm gonna take a Morphe E17. This is like a packing pencil brush I like to use for my outer corner. I'm gonna take Highway 1. I love colors like this, and I was like sold with this palette because I love a darker outer V. I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well, but I always like it to have a little bit of shimmer, or even like a little bit of glitter to it, because I don't like matte on the outer corner of my eye. I feel like it closes my eye off, so I just want it to have a little bit of dimension to it. All right, so Surfrider is a bronzy shade, and then Cruisin' is the goldish shade. I think I want to go with Cruisin'. Let me get a wet brush. So I'm just using Morphe M124. I'm gonna apply Cover FX High Performing Setting Spray. I love this. Oh, this is making me so happy. Sometimes ColourPop palettes can be like a little bit all over the place. It'll just be like a random pop of color here and there, some random kind of transition shades. You can make it like all work, but I feel like this, like the color scheme is just super cohesive. So all of the transition shades, all of the shimmer shades, the mattes and the shimmers just like all layer well together. So I just threw on some brown liner on my lower lash line, and then I'm gonna go in with Laguna. This is a very, very like super easy eye look, but it still looks like pretty dramatic because the colors really pop. All right, so I just added mascara, and I'm gonna apply some ColourPop highlighter as well. This is the Innuendo palette. This is my favorite shade in the palette on the loose. Just gonna apply that. And then I am gonna apply lashes in a minute, but I wanted to show you guys one of their new I don't know if I just went crazy with the highlight. One of their new ultra blotted lips. This is the shade Scenic Route. This is one of the new ones for the California Love collection. Hopefully this goes with this eye look, because this is the only one I bought and I wanted to show you guys. So yeah, it's like a kind of like a peachy, darker shade. We'll see what it looks like with lashes, but this is Scenic Route Ultra Blotted Lips. It's basically like the Ultra Matte lips, but not as pigmented or opaque, so you can still kind of see your lip through that. But that's like kind of like the opposite of what I look for in matte lip colors. I don't know how I feel about it. I think if I had a lighter nude in this formula, I would like it better, but for something a little bit more pigmented, it's like, it's all right. All right, so that is the look. I'm gonna throw on some lashes. We'll see about the lip color, and then I'll give you guys all my final thoughts about the palette. Here is the completed look. I obviously changed my lip color. I did stick with ColourPop. This is ColourPop Third. I love this lipstick color. Super pretty. I love the ColourPop lipstick formula. I just have a few of them, but that's definitely probably my favorite of the ColourPop lipsticks. They are very like opaque and really creamy. And then I topped it off with the Kathleen Lights Gloss, Kathleen times ColourPop. This is the shade Moonchild. And then I did add one more thing to my eye look just because I felt like it was a little bit like, it looked like my makeup that I wear every day of my life. So I wanted to add a little bit something. So what I did, I just took some glitter glue, a little bit of Too Faced glitter glue, super, super quick and easy. And then I took the shade El Capitan, the glitter, the pressed glitter, and I just like dabbed it on a little bit on the center of my eye. And it only takes like 2 seconds, and I feel like it really adds a lot to an eye look and just adds like a lot more dimension. So I'm just so happy about this palette. I'm really impressed with the formula, the quality. I feel like ColourPop consistently like steps it up. So really love like every shade in here, and I think that's why I really like this palette, because I'm like, great, this is a perfect travel palette, perfect like I have like 3 minutes to do eyeshadow super quickly getting ready for the night or something. This is one of those palettes to me. Kind of like how I'm so obsessed with my Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. I feel like I'm gonna be that way about this palette. And I feel that just having used this palette like 4 days in a row, because I'm excited every time that I've used it. So I also wanted to quickly mention the closest palette comparison I have in my collection. The palette that looks like identical to me as California Love is definitely Tarte Toasted. Like this looks like the exact same thing to me, honestly. I don't even need to do swatch comparisons because it just looks identical to me, basically. If you really look at each of the palettes, like you can definitely do the exact same looks with either one of them. So if you have been a fan of this one and maybe want to pick up something in a similar with similar tones, check this out. And this one, I might be biased because this is new. Like this excites me more, but part of it is also like some of these shimmers, like Diego, so pretty. Cahuenga. These are super, super pigmented and metallic. And then something that I don't like about this palette is that with the shimmers, you really have to pack them on to make them look really foiled or like really wet your brush. So you can probably tell with this shade, I really went in there, and this shade too, like really, really, really went in there to get that foiled look. So here's just an example of 2 shimmers from Tarte compared to the 2 ColourPop shimmers. Obviously very, very almost identical color tones. And I think with these kind of shades that are like warm, neutral shades, even if it's like slightly different, they're gonna look pretty much the same on the eyes. So just keep that in mind if you do have Tarte Toasted or you like those colors, or like you're hitting pan on some of those shades and you want something similar in your collection, definitely go for this palette. No complaints whatsoever. It's awesome. Formula's awesome. I'm gonna wear every shade. This is like a palette that's just like totally up my alley. All right guys, so that's gonna be everything for this video. Obviously, I do recommend the California Love palette. If you guys want to see another look with this palette, probably today on my Instagram, there's gonna be another tutorial. So check that out if you guys want to see a different look, more of like a dramatic look with this palette as well. And let me know your thoughts about this palette. If you plan on purchasing it, let me know if you plan on purchasing the Honey palette from ColourPop that just launched as well. I'm probably not going to be purchasing it. I just think that these tones are colors that I'm going to be wearing more compared to those like yellowy shades. But that's everything for today. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.